Okay, welcome everybody. This is hips and back today. And tonight I'm actually going to start in child's pose. So you're welcome to start any way that you like. It could be on your seat, it could be lying down. But tonight I'm going to start in child's pose with my knees slightly wider. Give my hips a little bit of opening. And if you have the support of a blanket underneath your knees or a bolster out in front of you, that would be an option for you if you like. And wherever it is that you're going to start, whether it's in child's pose, on your seat, let's take a couple clearing breaths here. Deep breath in, and then exhale. And again, another deep breath in, and another exhale. And then give yourself a moment to find a natural rhythm or a rhythm for your breath that you can begin to lengthen on both your inhale and your exhale. And each time you breathe out, allowing your body to settle, but any tension in your body or any part of your day that you're willing to surrender, letting it go as you breathe out. Each time you breathe in, giving yourself a little bit of space, finding that little bit of opening or expansion. If there's a particular intention that you'd like to set for tonight's practice, take a moment to set your intention here. And then in the next couple breaths, bringing your self up to tabletop. So whether you're lying down, in child's pose, or on your seat, take a moment to come up and find your way into tabletop here. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and begin to move your body through cat and cow. Arching and rounding through your spine as you move. And connecting your breath with the movement. So inhaling to lift your heart, lift your sit bones, exhale to round your spine, chin towards your chest. And then any other movement that you'd like to add, some fluid movement, some hip movement, some big circles. Close your eyes perhaps and move your body in a way that feels good for you in this moment. Hey. And then let's walk our hands forward here. Create some distance between your hands. Keep your hips lifted and begin to melt your heart towards the floor. You can pop up to your fingertips here, give yourself a bit of space, breathing into your heart space. And then walking your hands back here. And let's come to sit back on our heels if that's comfortable for you. If not, coming to your seat for a moment. Clasping your hands behind your back, elbows drawing in towards one another or straightening out your arms. A couple more breaths into your heart space here. And bringing your arms back, shoulders back, arms open. So if you have any props, yoga blocks, straps, start to bring those closer towards you. We're going to make our way into a forward fold, standing on our feet. Now you're welcome to find your way there in any way that makes sense for you. I'm going to spend maybe about 5 or 6 breaths in downward facing dog here today. But you're welcome to skip down dog and come right into the standing forward fold. Some clearing breaths whenever you need. Hi, cat. And if you're not in your forward fold yet, walking your hands back, walking your feet forward, taking your forward fold when you're ready here. Releasing any tension from your head, your neck, your shoulders. A couple big breaths into the back of your body. You could take a couple breaths to lift up halfway as you breathe in and exhale to fold. Or you could stay in your forward fold. And taking your time, let's come to stand as you're ready. Hidden mountain pose. Let's take a breath in. Reach your arms overhead. And then let's, you can either, I'm going to turn to face you. You can grab your right wrist or you can interlace your hands. If you're grabbing your right wrist, lengthen up here and then tip to the left side, hips to the right, shoulders back. And then back to the center. Inhale, switch your grip. And then exhale to the other side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the other side. See my cat up in the window there, up in the upper window. Inhale. And then exhale to the other side. And coming back to the center, let's release our arms down. Go your arms or roll your shoulders back. Full breath in. Full breath out. And clasping your hands behind you, let's take a breath in here and then take your arms back if you'd like, and then forward fold here. Take a breath in. Let your head release, exhale. When you're ready to release your hands, take your hands down, lifting up halfway, and then exhale, fold, and let's step our left foot back. Right foot stays forward, and let's rise up here. Hands to your hips to start. So let's take our left hand to the outside of our right leg and take a little bit of a twist here to the side. And you could stay here, or you could extend your right arm back. And then, of course, you could stay here. You could look back towards your right hand. A couple big breaths here. And then let's unwind. Bring our hands down. Step back to tabletop, but take your right foot back behind you. Open your hip to the side. And then bring your knee to your chest, forehead to your knee. And then inhale, take your leg back, open your hip to the side. Exhale, knee to chest, forehead to knee. And then inhale, extend back, open up. And one more time. And coming back to tabletop. You could come to child's pose or downward facing dog. Let's take 5 or 6 breaths. Now, as you're ready, we'll step our left foot forward, either from tabletop or down dog. Let's rise and come back up. This time, our right hand comes to the outside of our left leg, shoulders back, turning towards the left. You could stay here with your hand on your hip. You could reach your arm back, or you could look back, your choice. Couple more breaths here. Now let's unwind, hands come down. Let's extend our left leg back, opening our hip to the side. That's your inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, forehead to knee, round in. Inhale to extend back, open up. Exhale, knee to chest, forehead to knee. Inhale, extending back. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And let's come back to center. Child's pose, down dog. Anything else that you would like for about 5 or 6 breaths here? Hey, buddy. Hello. Hi. Let's step our right foot forward here again. Let's come up again to a low lunge. And let's settle our hips forward and down for this one. Hands can come to your sacrum. You can interlace your hands here and open up your upper back and the front of your body a little bit here. Couple big breaths. When you're ready, placing your left hand down, let's walk our right foot a little wider to the side. Let's turn and revolve open towards the right side here. You could also extend your arm up. If anyone wants to take this into a high lunge, lift your back knee away from the floor. As you're ready, hands come down. We're going to send our right leg back again this time, opening up our hip to the side. You can hinge your back foot back further and then bringing your hand to your hip here, or taking a thigh stretch, reaching and grabbing a hold of your right foot. A couple more breaths. And coming back to the center. Child's pose, down dog. Anything else that you'd like here? And let's step our left foot forward. Rising up here. Taking a bit of an opener for your heart. Any opener, we're going to settle into our lunge. Hips coming forward and down. As you're ready, bringing your right hand down, walking your left foot a bit wider. We're revolving open to the left. Remember, if you took the high lunge on the first side, you'll take that high lunge here. If not, here or here, and connecting into your breath. When you're ready, hands come down, bring your left foot back, hinge your right toes out to the right. So bring your hand to your hip here, reach up, or take the thigh stretch here on this side. As you're ready, let's come back. Again, taking down dog, child's pose, or anything else that you need for about 5 or 6 breaths here. Okay. So, I'm going to turn around now. I'm facing the opposite way, which is good. Let's come to a standing forward fold as you're ready. Big breath in. Full exhale. Let's ragdoll up to stand. Hey, buddy. Now let's turn to face the long edge of our mat. And we'll start in Warrior Two. So turning your right foot to face the smaller edge of your mat. And then we're going to bend into our front knee. Settling here. Arms extended. And breathing, connecting into your breath. Let's take our, lightly rest our front elbow to our front leg, shoulders rolling back, reaching up or forward. And then let's lift up, straighten out your front leg. Breath in, triangle pose with some support. Either hand to your shin, hand to a block, and connecting your legs. So you feel your legs hug in and then lengthening your torso forward. And let's rise, let's come back up. Let's, hey. Cat's baby breath. Let's take a breath in here, both feet facing the long edge of your mat. Exhale, let's forward fold. Let yourself release. You lift up halfway if you like and make a bit of movement. Bend one knee, move to that side. And let's rise as you're ready. Now let's turn our left foot out. Start with a bend in your left knee, Warrior Two, arms extended. You can also rest your arms beside you if that bothers your shoulders at any point. And let's take our front elbow lightly to our front leg, back hand either to your hip, reaching up or forward. Feel the strength in your legs here still. As you're ready, we'll rise. And then triangle pose. Reaching forward, front hand comes down, back hand can stay on your hip or reach up. Lots of breath here. And let's rise. Both feet coming towards the long edge of the mat. Take a breath in here. Exhale, let's forward fold. And lots of breath. And let's lift up halfway. Walk your feet in a tiny bit and let's stand up. Now we're going to turn our toes out. So you want to adjust so that your knees are over your ankles in the squat. We're going to come to goddess pose here. Tailbone draws down, lower belly draws in. Hands can rest on your legs or goddess arms. Full goddess pose here. Couple clearing breaths. If you need to, you can straighten everything out once in a while. Take a breath in and then exhale. Sit back down. Lots of breath here. Take a breath in and then exhale, sitting down. And let's take one more breath in. And hands come down, feet walk in. And let's shake that out a little bit. Take a clearing breath wherever it is that you are. All right. Actually, let's come into standing figure four. Standing figure four. Now, if your balance is kind of like, whoop, 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 whoop. That's my nice way of saying, like, you fall out of balance easily, come to a wall or find something to hold on to so that you can feel the hip opener. You're not worried so much about the balance. I'm just going to turn this way. And we'll start by standing on our right foot. And then we're going to sit down a little bit. And you're going to lift your left foot and place it on top of your right leg. And your knee turns out to the side. And then sitting back and down. Shoulders relaxed. You could bring your hands to your foot or to your shin as you sit down, maybe a bit more. And taking your time, coming back up, shaking that out. Stand in mountain pose for a moment. Clearing breath or two. And then we will come to the other side. So standing on our left foot this time, right foot comes up. Hold on to that stable piece of furniture or the wall, and then come to sit down into this posture. Connecting to your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll stand up, give it a little bit of a shake, and we'll come to standing mountain pose again. So let's take a breath in, reach our arms up, and then exhale, let's forward fold. Now noticing the backs of your legs here. So maybe a bit of a knee bend, maybe a little bit straighter. And we're going to either hold onto our outer ankles or take a toe lock. And then we're going to bend our elbows and fold in towards our legs a bit more. Hey, buddy. Hello. You coming to do some yoga? Oh, yeah. And then let's come all the way back up to stand and release that. The cat always seems to come at the weirdest times. Hey? Hey, buddy? So we're going to prepare for squat pose. Toes turned out. Hands at heart center. Let's take a deep breath here. And then let's come to sit down. Now, you could come and sit into a half squat. You could support yourself with blocks. Hello. Hello there. Hi. Or you could come into full squat with a cat. Kind of bugging you. Hi. Hey, little honey. You don't like to be picked up, so why are you all over me? Here you go. Off you go. I think my cat wants out. This is why he's bugging me so much. So we'll see how this goes in a sec. I might let him outside. Okay. You just bumped your head on my elbow. Cute. Thank you. You didn't hurt my elbow though. Just hurt your little head. You silly cat. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? So by now that I've distracted you with my cat for the entire squat pose, if you haven't come out already, you can come out when you're ready. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Thank you. Making your way out in any way that makes sense. And then I like to give my legs a little shake, but I also like to bring my feet to the ground, move my knees from side to side. Such a nice release for the hips. You don't have a cat in the way. And then let's let Mr. Cat out. Hey, go cat. Come on. You can go upside down. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. You're really wanting to get out. Go on out. Go on. So we're going to come to our seat. Find perhaps a cushion to sit up on. And if you have a yoga strap, this could come in handy right about now. And if you don't, that's okay too. You're not going to go out? You are being so silly. Come on. All right. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So extending our legs forward. And if you have the yoga strap, take the strap around your toe mounds, just below your toes on that padded part, not quite your arches. And then use that strap to lengthen up, lift your heart. And right now my legs are tight. I already feel that here, so I'm going to just stay. I'm going to turn and face the side actually here for a moment. So as you can see, I'll wiggle forward to the very front edge of the block, just so my hips will begin to hinge forward already. Once you have some length here, you could hold the strap to fold forward. Now, if you're not using a strap, your hands can act as a little bit of a leverage. You can press into your fingertips to lean forward here, or you can bring your hands down towards your legs and fold in a bit more. And then find a couple clear breaths, and then find that there's a slight little lift as you breathe in, and then there's a softening as you breathe out. Find that little bit of a ripple or that little bit of motion as you breathe. And then as you're ready, we're going to lift back up. And again, find a release. I'm going to lean back, bring my feet down, release my knees side to side. Clearing breaths. You can always shake out your legs here this way too. And we'll turn back to face you. Okay. So bound angle posture. Feet together, knees wide, and some support here if you need with some blocks. And same thing, we're going to lengthen up. So if you can't lengthen up, sit up on a little bit of a block or bring your fingertips behind you again. Begin to lean forward with the support of your hands or fold forward and down, chin towards your chest. Finding some deep breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll come back up. And we're going to explore this one again later once we lay down. Give your legs a little shake out. Now we'll come around into tabletop, and I'm going to start with the block underneath my left knee and bring my right foot forward. Strap up for that. Now this is where, for me, my blocks come in handy because my legs are generally tight. And I'm going to move my back knee back and straighten out my front leg. Lift the bottom of my foot. Now your hands can come underneath your shoulders on the floor or on blocks. And you may want to flex your foot here and just see how that feels. And then you could opt to stay lifted here or begin to fold in. Now, I highly recommend, if this is really tight in your legs, you probably can't see because my tights are black, but bend your knee a little bit here and fold forward and down. And you don't want to be in pain. So if you're feeling like that, come out a little bit so you're not feeling so much. Maybe your foot needs to be flat on the floor, or there's an adjustment to be made here. When you're ready, we're going to bring that foot back. And you could move down dog, child's pose. You could even make some hip circles from tabletop. Whatever you need here. And then we'll come to the other side. So using your props as you need. Left foot's forward. Or the opposite if you did the left foot last time. And let's straighten out our front leg. This side might feel different. Checking in with what you need here. Right, perhaps a little bit of a lift. And then folding forward, or perhaps finding an adjustment so it's not so intense. A little bend to your knee. Bringing your foot flat to the floor. Connecting into your breath here. Just a few more breaths, wherever it is that you are. And as you're ready, bring your left foot back, and let's find a release or a moment to pause. Child's pose can be a moment to pause here. All right, let's come back. Let's come back to our seat. So if you're sitting up on something really high, you might want to come a bit lower to the ground for this one. We're going to start with our left leg extended, right foot comes over, kind of like a figure four. Actually, you could take this one into figure four. So a couple options. We're either going to take it into fire log or double pigeon, where both shins are stacked, one on top of the other. And if your knees are kind of up like this and your legs slouching back, we're going to skip this one. You're not going to come into this. So foot over knee, knee over foot. So you're not bringing your feet back towards your hips at all. They're stacked one on top of the other. Yeah. And if not, that's like, what is she doing? What is she doing to me? We're going to be here, lean back, and then you could start to bring your foot in a bit closer and lift up a bit more into a figure four here, perhaps even holding on to your shin behind or on top of your shin, behind your knee or on top of your shin. So they come to figure four seated, or perhaps your fire log or double pigeoner. Double pigeoner, that's a first. And if you're in double pigeon and you feel you could fold forward, you could fold a bit or a lot. Connecting into your breath here. When you're ready, we're going to release. So extend our legs forward, a little bit of a shake. And we'll come to the other side, which can feel very different. So again, you could come to figure four seated, or some of you may come to double pigeon or what's called fire log. Just a couple more breaths here. As you're ready, we'll come back up. And give yourself a little bit of a release. You could also windshield wiper your knees side to side. Just let that go a little bit here. Okay. So before we roll onto our back, which we will from in a moment, we're going to come into the front of our bodies. And a couple things here. I've got my foot on the bolster, but I don't recommend that. It's going to give you a bit of a back bend. But we'll start either hands underneath your shoulders and then taking the fronts of your shoulders back, lifting your heart, looking towards the floor here. And you could also lift your feet if that so serves you. And if you would prefer, you could reach your arms back and lift your feet, or keep your feet rooted. And then we're going to take ourselves down, arms alongside your cheek to one side here, connecting into your breath. And then when we come up, you could stay low again, that's your choice. Or you could come up to Sphinx pose. So elbows slightly forward of your shoulders, shoulders rolling back and down. For this one, if it doesn't pinch into your lower back, you could bend your knees. If that does pinch into your lower back, bring your feet back down to the floor. And if it's comfortable, release your chin towards your chest. Remember, you can always come out of any of these poses sooner. I should have said that earlier, but I usually say that every class. So when you're ready, bringing your feet down, bringing your arms alongside you, other cheek to the floor. Take a few breaths here. Let's bring our hands underneath the shoulders. Lift back up to tabletop. And if you'd like to arch and round a couple times, you can. Or you can come back to sit back on your heels. We will be coming to our back next. Any props that you'd like to have. We may use a block or a strap if you have that. So bringing that close by. Perhaps even a bolster if you like. So we're going to start in a moving bridge pose. So feet down on the ground, hands beside you, or you could bend your elbows and tuck your shoulder blades underneath you here. Back of your head pressing in towards the floor. And then as you breathe in, let's lift our hips up, walk your shoulder blades underneath you, and then exhale, lower your hips down. So we're going to move with our breath here. Inhale, hips lift up, exhale, hips lower down. Again, you can have your hands beside you. Inhale, hips lift up, exhale, lower your hips down. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, and then inhale. So we're going to hold. You can have your hands here. You can take your hands underneath you, walk your shoulder blades underneath you a bit more. Press down, lifting your hips up. And as you're ready, you will lower back down. And either with one knee at a time or both knees into your chest and make a bit of movement, some circles or side to side movement with your knees. All right, so we're going to come back to figure 4. So we came here earlier, this time left foot on top of your right leg, pausing here, or bringing your knee towards your chest, holding behind your knee or on top of your shin. So, it's most comfortable to get your shoulders back down towards the floor. Some deep breaths here. Hi, what's going on? Hey, what's going on outside? Hi. Couple more breaths here. Yeah? The cat's really wanting to be the center of attention here tonight. Hey, this is my class, not yours. Hey. And then when you're ready, let's release. Let's find perhaps an extension of your legs you could have, or feet on the floor. Release your knees. And let's come to the other side here. And this side might feel different. Connecting to your breath wherever it is that you are. Last couple breaths here. And as you're ready, let's extend our legs. Give your legs a little bit of movement, maybe a big body stretch here. Feet to the ground perhaps, windshield wiper a few times. Okay. So one of the keys to opening up your lower back is definitely stretching out the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, your calf muscles. If you have that strap, let's take it around the bottom of your right foot and extend your foot up. If you don't have the strap, you'll hold behind your leg somewhere. So you can hold between your knee and your sit bones. Great. And then your other leg can stay where it is or extend forward. And let's relax our shoulders here. Connect into your breath. Couple more breaths. Try to relax your shoulders back towards the floor. Now, as you bend this knee, you could take this into a half happy baby, reaching and grabbing the outside of your foot. And releasing that out. And then let's take the strap around the bottom of our other foot. And you could keep your, if you have the strap around the bottom of your left foot, you could have your right foot on the floor or extend your leg long here. Relaxing your shoulders. And again, if you don't have the strap, you're holding the back of your leg here. Connect to your breath. And just a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready to bend that knee, you can reach and grab your foot for a half happy baby if you like. Or you can bring both your knees back up towards your chest. And you're ready to release. Let's release that out. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. And then bring your feet to the ground. Let's windshield wiper our knees a few times to side. And then let's bring the bottoms of our feet together, knees come wide. So again, exploring bound angle, and wherever it's comfortable to rest your arms, your hands, find wherever that is. Close your eyes, connecting into your breath. As you're ready, let's bring our feet back towards one another. Extend your legs long and give yourself a full body stretch here. Bringing your knees in towards your chest for a full happy baby. So both knees wide, you can hold behind your knees, hold your ankles, reach for the bottoms of your feet. And then bring your sacrum. So if your sacrum
lifts off the floor. Bring your lower back back down and stack your feet over your knees. So you don't necessarily, you're not trying to get your knee down to the floor by adjusting your lower back here. You just want to feel a connection of your lower back to the floor and bringing your shoulders back towards the floor perhaps, and then breathing here. Straighten out your legs if you like. Don't keep your knees bent. And then as you're ready, we'll release that out. And I'm going to extend my legs forward just to give my front body a bit of space here. We're going to extend our feet up towards the ceiling. So if you have a rolled up blanket, a block, or a bolster, place that underneath your sacrum, your hips, and extend your feet. If you don't have anything, you could extend your legs up anyways, but it's nice to have that little bit of support. And then let's start with some circles or pointing and flexing of your ankles, drawing your shoulder blades underneath you. And then letting your feet relax. Sometimes people like to also take their arms up and just draw your shoulders back, relax your fingers here. Or you can take your arms wherever it's comfortable for you. Spend maybe about 5 or 6 more breaths here, really noticing your breath. Coming back to your intention. For the next few breaths, you can keep your legs extended, or you can bring your feet down and extend your legs long and give your front body a bit of an opening here. Shoulder blades still tucked underneath you. And as you're ready, we'll release the prop off to the side, and we're going to come to a twist. So taking whatever twist over to the right that makes sense for you. So you can have your knees stacked, your knees apart. You can find whatever twist works for your body here in this moment. Ready, let's come back to the center. Take your knees to the other side. Again, you might be stacked, so you're staggered. Any other twists that you like. Ready, let's come back to the center. Put your knees into your chest one more time. Now it's time for Shavasana. So if you have a blanket, a sweater, anything else to support you for Shavasana, extending your arms, your legs as you lie back, giving yourself permission to surrender and let go here. If If it's not comfortable to lie on your back, find somewhere that it is. Anywhere, sitting, child's pose, maybe lying on your side. A couple clearing breaths to settle in.
And just slowly deepen your breath. Take a couple clearing breaths. Wiggling your fingers, your toes, making some circles. Rubbing your hands together. If you're on your back, give yourself a full body stretch or bring your knees up towards your chest. And if you're still on your back, roll to your side for a moment and then make your way up to your seat. Once you've come to your seat with your eyes open or your gaze soft, take your hands in a gesture of closing, perhaps over your heart space. Take a couple deep breaths of gratitude. Bring that gratitude into your body. Thank your spirit. Thank the energy that propels you forward to have participated in this practice today. And I'd like to thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful, lovely evening.